it's almost over. They ain't gonna let it pull me under.
Hello and welcome to the penultimate week of action here of the Dialogue Rugby League before the Super Round kicks off. The week's action kicks off here as Army host Police at their adapted home, of course, at the Air Force grounds on a lovely day. However, the weather could take a bit of a toll as the day progresses, as the skies get a bit dark. But yes, it's partly cloudy and now it's 29 degrees and I doubt the heat will increase. However, the rains, we hope it holds on, and if it does, I think we'll be in for a good game of rugby here at the Air Force grounds. So as this game kicks off here between Army and Police, simultaneously CR host Candy at London Place. So 2 days, 4 games of rugby, and today, Saturday, 2 exciting games, 2 equally matched teams take on each other. And talking about Army, well, they did not have a good game last weekend, even though they won. However, Police too will have much to improve as they come into this game as well. And there's plenty to play for both teams. And I'm sure both teams will be raring to go as the action draws ever so close. And we'll go in for a short commercial break and be back with the team cards and live action.
It ain't easy, but it's almost over.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London. sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Cheesy treats, we want more.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves, only from Crescent.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
New breeder fast, Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Pierce Motor Company Private Limited.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites, only from Crescent.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
It ain't easy, but it's almost over. Ain't gonna let it pull me under.
Hello and welcome back to the Air Force grounds as Army host Police Sports Club in yet another round of the Dialogue Rugby League, as the league draws ever so close to its end, business end of the tournament, and plenty to play for both teams. Well, Army of course playing for the number 4 place on the table, while Police, it's all about topping Navy now for them, as the league draws to its business end, and can see the teams warming up. Army on screen right now, and Police on the opposite end. Well, not too many changes by both teams coming into this game, as both coaches look for some consistency of their players. And today's fixtures, of course, as I mentioned earlier, CRNFC host Kandy Sports Club. Kandy coming in after a defeat, while CR heads into that game after a narrow win against Navy. So plenty to play for the two teams down at London Place, as well as the teams here at Air Force grounds. And we can see the points table. Havelocks, of course, overtook Kandy last weekend, and they donned the first place with 64 points. Kandy, with their second loss of the season, have dropped down to second place. CHNFC in third place, while CRNFC are in fourth place, rounding off the top 4 for the cup segment, while Army just one win away from CRNFC, and they will be hoping that Kandy manages to defeat CRNFC, and if Army gets over the line against Police, they will be equal with the wins, but the points difference will see CRNFC still at fourth place, and of course Police, if they manage to get the win today, they will overtake Navy and move up into 6th place, and they will be hoping that Air Force pull off a dramatic win tomorrow. However, that's highly unlikely, as the Air Force have just managed a single win throughout the season, and they are at the number 8th position, the last place on the table. So that was the stand-ins up to now, and the top try scorer, of course, Dhanushka Ranjan leading the way. Dhanushka Ranjan from Kandy Sports Club with 9 tries, and Samuel Madhuanta 150 points leads the way in the top points scorer tally, and it's Tilina who is in second place. As we have a look at some of the highlights from the first round game between these two teams at Police Park. Was a tight encounter, and Police scoring tries, 2 tries in a quick succession, and Sachit Silva, of course, we remember his individual brilliance there that day, as he managed to dismantle Army Sports Club, and Army could not get a hold in that match, and they went down fighting. However, it was Police who led at halftime 27 points to nil, as Army did not manage to get a hold of the game. They could not manage to get into the game at all, and you can see again it's just Police all the way. One-way traffic it was at Police Park, as Police dominated Army and managed to clinch the victory at their home grounds, and I'm sure they will be hoping for more of the same as they play away to Army at Army grounds, rather Air Force grounds. It's a tough ground here at Air Force with the wind. It obviously favors the team playing with the winds at their back. However, it won't be easy for both teams, as Army themselves, this is not their home ground. And that was the highlights of that game. 41 points to 19. It was Police who managed to get the win in the first round, and it'll be interesting to see if Police can continue that over Army, as this season Army have played 12, winning 5 and losing 1. Of course, they have 1 draw coming on this ground against CRNFC, and it was a tight encounter, that match as well. And of course, for Police, they have not had the best of seasons, playing 12 and winning just 3 games, losing the majority, losing 9 games in fact. It hasn't been going the way Shamli Nawaz and his team would have hoped it would have, but now there is still plenty to play for, and I'm sure they will be hoping to put a good fight and do the double over Army here at Air Force grounds. And I think if they manage to do so, that will be a good little bit of positive to take out from this game. And as the game draws ever so close, we look at the 2 team cards. Army first, the home team. Army has just made a single change onto their run on 15. Kasun Maduranga comes in for Danushka Talwatta, who is injured. And as we take a closer look, it's the same forward pack who played in their previous games against Air Force. Niroshan, Jayalal, Srimanta, Maduranga, Premarat, Kumara, Abheratna and Silva rounding off the front 8, while Manoj Bandara is the makeshift 9 who has come from the wing, and Ashan Bandara, of course, was the man of the match last weekend. He continues in the number 10, the fly half role. Sudaraka Dikumbura, Madura Bandara and Gayan Sal in the round of the back 3, while it's Kasun Maduranga and Sosivita Bolia, the Fijian, of course, who partners up in the centers for Army. And just a single change for Army as we move on to the Police team cards. Police also will be hoping for some consistency and some structure, which they lacked last weekend. They have made 2 changes, of course. It's Primesh, Danushka and Pramut Vikramarachi who comes in to the starting 15, as Shifas, Amit and Janit Chandimal drops to the replacements bench. And of course there is one change, as the Police hooker is suspended for this game. Hashan, Lairu and Danushka are the front 3, while Nisal Samadhi and Captain Udara Surya Peruma are the lock forwards, while Vagisha Veerasinghe, the former Isipatana player, Uday Sanjula and Muhammad Dean round off the loose forwards. And of course, one change, Primesh Danushka partners up with Johan Piris at the halfback combination 9 and 10, the all-important halfback combination, while Janit Chananga continues on the wing along with Sachit Silva, and the only man to come in is Pramudita Wickramarachchi, and of course the centers, it will be Imosi and Eroshan Silva. Eroshan has been having a skin delayed in season, even though things have not gone the way of police. Eroshan Silva has been having a good season, and we can see Janit Chandimal, Sujan Kodituwaku, Kasun Mendis and Utpala Edirisinghe. They are the four the four three quarters who are on the bench as the match officials. Of course, Priyantha Gunaratne, Ishanka Abekun from Kandy, while it's Jeffrey Shahid from Colombo, and it will be Priyantha Gunaratne taking the whistle. We'll go in for a short commercial break and be back with the live action on the other side.
It ain't easy, but it's almost over.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Cheesy treats, we want more.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves only from Crescent.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
New breeder fast, Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Pieris Motor Company Private.
මේ දන්නවද?
මොකද්ද?
ඉස්සර කැප්ටන් කළා.
දන්නවා.
මේ අතුසිංහ ලංකාවට නෝට්.
දන්නවා.
කේන් ඩික්සන් දන්නවා.
දන්නවා. දන්නවා.
ඊයේ රග්බි මැච් එක. එතකොට සුරංග ලක්මල් කියපු දේ දන්නේ නැහැ නේද? ඕකනේ කියන්නේ පපරෙත් එක ගියා නම් ඔහොම ස්ටක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
it's almost over. Ain't gonna let it pull me under.
Hello and welcome back. And we are moments away from kickoff here at Air Force grounds as Army hosts Police at their adopted home. And I'm sure it'll be an interesting game of rugby as both teams have plenty left to play for. However, the weather does not seem to be looking too good. As you can see at the back of your screens, the sky is getting darker from the far end. However, we will be hoping that the weather holds, and if it does so, we'll be in for a good game of rugby. Well, Police did not have a good outing last weekend against Havelocks Sports Club as they were defeated. But Army too, even though they managed to get the win over Air Force, they themselves too did not have a convincing game. It was a stop-start game. They did play the first 30 minutes to top speed, but after that they fell away. However, they did manage to hold on for the win. And now it's Army versus Police here from Air Force grounds in Ratmalana, and we are ready for kickoff as Police go through their final team huddle, and it will be Police kicking off from left to right on your screens as the penultimate week of the Dialogue Rugby before the Super round starts is just moments away from kicking off, and it'll be Johan Pires with the ball in hand to kick off proceedings here at Air Force grounds in Ratmalana. There goes the whistle, and Johan Pires kicks off a high hanging kick. Army finally managed to hold on to the ball and they regroup, but there seems to be a hand in the ruck, and rightly so. The referee says hands in the ruck, and the number 9 Manoj takes it quickly and goes, and the referee is still playing a penalty advantage, and this time for not retreating 10 meters. So Army Sports Club with the early penalties, winning the early penalties, and now they'll go for touch through Gayan Salind. Bit of sloppy play there by Police. Of course, the ruck was formed clearly, and they did handle the ball inside the ruck, and that was the first penalty. And the second one, of course, was for them not retreating 10 meters. So now Police inside their own half, and it'll be Army with possession. Ashoka Jailal to throw into the line out. A shortened line out, 5-man line out, and we can see their center, of course, the Fijian standing in center field as Ashoka Jailal loops the ball in. And the line out is won, and Manoj goes to Ashan Bandara, who gives an inside ball, a lovely inside ball there, and the center makes headway, and now goes again with the ball. Army still on the attack. Ashan Bandara gives it to Sudhara Kadikkumra. He shows and goes, tries to get away, but is tackled well by the Police Imosi Vunivosa, and is taken into touch. So it'll be the Police have successfully defended their lines and won turnover possession, and now inside their own half. What will they manage to conjure up here?
Numbers.
It will be Dilip Niroshan to throw in to the line out as a lovely second man line out move. He does not go to play, and now Army again with possession, gives it to Ashoka Jailal, the flanker, and now he goes to Ashan Bandara. He shows and goes straight through the gap. Will he get the footwork? He does get the footwork, but he's tackled by Sachit Silva, the last man in defense. And now Army on the front foot inside the Police 22. Manoj gives it out to Ashan Bandara as he gives it in to Gayan Salind. So some good continuity, but unfortunately there the Fijian tries to get it a single-handed flick pass, Bolia, but unfortunately does not manage to do so, and it goes in to touch. So police have managed to defend this again, and still the scores read 0-all here, as there seems to be a slight injury trouble. Sachit Silva, they are getting some treatment. The matchday doctor just stands him up and asks him what the problem is. Well, thankfully for Police Sports Club, he stays on the field, an integral part of this police defense. So Police Sports Club have opted to go for the scrum as opposed to the line out. Scrum inside their own 22, as it'll be Primesh to feed. Gets the ball in and he goes to his fly half, Johan Pires, and he puts the ball onto boot and gets some good headway, and no chance for Yafo Army to get the quick throw in. And still Police, even though they have got a bit of breathing space, not too much of yards gained, and Army will be still satisfied and happy to be attacking inside the Police Sports Club half. Ashoka Jayalal again, this time a full man line out, as the ball is not cleanly won, however, and it of course goes into touch. So not the best of starts for Army Sports Club and their line out, and we can still see Police are yet to get any telling possession in this game. And now Dilip to throw in to the line out. He goes short and the maul is formed. Here goes Primesh from the base of the gives it to Johan Pires. He gives it out to Sachit Silva, but he's brought down in a huge tackle there by the Army number 12. And Imosi spots the gap, takes the ball, breaks through, and he's got one man on the outside. The captain gives it to him. Has he got the speed? No, he has not got the speed, as the ball was knocked back. And now Army on the counter. Sudaraka Dikkumara, known for his speedy game, he gets the offload away to the lock forward. One man on the outside. Well, he decides to take the ball into contact. I think he should have offloaded it. However, Army managed to recycle, and Army still with possession. Ashan Bandara throws the long pass. Well, a hard pass rather. And it was knocked forward, and now Police have been penalized for the line being offside. Third penalty this time for Army. So 3 penalties in a row for Army, as Police discipline have let them down time and time again. But I think that break from Imosi was great. However, his wingers and his whole team was caught off guard as he burst through the ruck. And now it's Gayan Salind who puts the ball into touch. And the line out inside the Police 22. Police still have not got out of jail, with Army getting ready to throw into the line out. It will be Ashoka Jayalal. And it looks like, yes, it will be a full man line out, 8-man line out, as the backs form and look to run. Before that, I think they will look to maul it. Yes, they get the ball, they change the point of attack, and now it goes to the center, big center. Here he was the man who came in for Danushka Talwat. Madhura Bandara it was. Again, this time Ashan Bandara gives it to Bolia. He gives it out to Gayan Salind, and Sudaraka Dikkurva puts on the footwork and gets the ball away, and that's the first try for Sosevita Bolia. And Army straight away this time they do not cough it up, and they manage to get the early try in this game. And some lovely work there by Ashan Bandara, Gayan Salind and Sudaraka Dikkumbura. He managed to twist and turn his way in the tackles and got the offload away to big center, and there is no stopping him from 5 meters out as he crashes over for the first try. And now it will be Gayan Salind preparing for the conversion. Gayan Salind not been at his best this season. He has been nursing a bit of an elbow injury. But now the first kick of the game here on the 5-meter line. He has got the distance, got the favor of Army Sports Club. The scores remain at 5-0 in favor of Army Sports Club as they managed the early try to their big Fijian Sosivita Bolia, and now Police straight away under pressure. They have not been performing to the standards they would have liked, and now yet again they are trailing to Army Sports Club. Well, in the last game they did not concede any points in the first half, but this time around it's a different story, and Johan goes deep and Gayan Salind puts boot to ball and gains some good meters, but still Police are inside the Army half, and they should be looking to get an attack going against this Army defense. It has been quite a fragile defense throughout the season, and now it will be interesting to see what Police manage to do from this attacking line out, as Niroshan throws in, but the referee says more numbers and gives a free kick for Police Sports Club, and just justifying why to the number 9 scrum of Manoj Pandara. And Army Police have opted to go for a scrum, so it's an attacking move by Police Sports Club, and I'm sure they'll be looking to run from inside the Army half, and I think they have the firepower. Johan Piris at first receiver, while Eroshan Silva has swapped positions just for this scrum with the Fijian, and Primesh gives it out to Johan. He cuts out and gives it out. This time Sachit Silva comes back against the grain, and Pramudita, he sets things up, and now Johan Piris deputizes at halfback as Eroshan Silva changes the point of attack. Now the scrum half gives it back to the fly half, Johan Piris. He steps inside, beats 1, beats 2, and is brought to the ground. Does not manage to gain too many meters, as Police are still stuck where they came from. A lovely back flip there, but it doesn't go to the man. But half break there by the Police win 3/4, and now it's the scrum half. He does well there to hold the ruck. Eroshan Silva gives it off to his hooker. He takes it in, barges through, sets it up again. And now Pramudita back again to Johan. He shows, and this time gets a long pass away, and it's a Fijian. He puts the footwork in, but is brought down with a beautiful tackle by Gayan Salind and loses the ball. Unfortunate there, but Gayan Salind take a bow. He put on a try-saving tackle there. The Fijian thought he had the second break, but unfortunately Gayan Salind got in his way, and there was no stopping him, as Gayan Salind brought down the big Fijian Imosi right in front of the post, and undoubtedly a try-saving tackle.
Come here, yellow ball. Hurry up, yellow.
Army Sports Club 5 meters away from their own try line. They have a defensive scrum, and we can see Gayan Salind lined up at first receiver. Looks like they will be hoping to kick the ball straight away. The scrum goes down, and the referee calls for a reset. Just the third scrum of the game. In the 12th minute, it's Army who still lead through that early try from their Fijian Sosivita Bolia. And now Army Sports Club with a bit of pressure inside their own half, 5 meters away from their try line, as Manoj feeds the ball in. The scrum gets pushed back, but the number 8 Chamira Silva breaks, and well, the penalty has gone against Army Sports Club as Imosi gets the quick tap. He goes, he dives. Has he got over the line? No, he's just 2 meters short. And now Police, the big forwards, rumbling in, and that's the first try for Police Sports Club, and it comes through their hooker Ashoka Jailal, correction, Lahiru Pavitra rather, for Police Sports Club, and he ties things up 13 minutes into the game. Good bit of work there by Imosi. He took the quick tap and he set it up just a couple of meters away from the try line, and Lahiru Pavitra, he did well taking the ball in from close range, and there is no stopping your hooker when he goes low to the ground. And now Sachit Silva with the conversion on the 15-meter line, and he has the chance to take Police into the lead for the first time in this game. Sachit Silva missed 2 conversions last weekend, and he was taken out straight away from kicking duties. He'll be hoping for a better start this time around. He has got the direction and the distance, and that's 7 points as Police takes the lead for the first time in this game, thanks to the try from Lahiru Pavitra and the conversion from Sachit Silva. 7 points to 5 with close to 15 minutes played in this encounter. So pressure's back on Army Sports Club. Now they have gone back on the scoreboard as Ashan Bandara prepares to restart proceedings. Well, speaking before the game, Police coach did tell me that they have worked on their defense, and it did show as Ashan Bandara goes deep. The scrum half gets it and gives it to his fly half Johan Pires as he puts boot to ball, and he does gain few meters and onto the 10-meter line, rather just 2 meters away from the 10-meter line come Police. So that's a very good exit there by Johan Pires. First of all, Primesh did well, collected the restart, and straight away gave it to the kicker of the team, his fly half, and he made no mistake in putting it way deep into touch. Army, on the other hand, of course, it's their position, but they will have to attack from 30 meters, 40 meters out. Ashoka Chailal with the throw goes deep. Doesn't look too straight, and yes, the referee says the throw is not straight, so the option, and straight away Police decide to go for a scrum. Unfortunate, they have Army have had their line out woes this season. They have tried and tested a couple of hookers, but it's Ashoka Jailal who continues, the experienced man. He has played for Sri Lanka as well. Primesh to feed the scrum on the Police 10-meter line. Gives it to Johan Pires. This time around, he gives it short and short to Imosi as he sets things up. And back again, Primesh with the ball at the tail of the ruck. He's organizing the defense, pulling the strings there, and he does get the penalty for the player not rolling away, the Army player. Unfortunately fell on the wrong side and killed the contest there, and hence is penalized. But it's Vagisha who is being spoken to by the referee as Johan Pires lines the kick at touch. He goes deep and gains some lovely meters there by Johan Pires. So 23 meters away from the police, the army line out, rather try line is Police Sports Club. As we welcome Yusra and Lantra into the commentary box.
Good evening, Romario, and yes, looks like Police is in the lead with just a marginal 2 points. 17 minutes on the clock as Primesh puts in a wayward pass there. Roshan Silva collects it cleanly, but Muhammad Dean going straight into contact, trying to play it quick. Sajid Silva sends it out to the prop forward, trying to set things up. Police are on the attack. Skippers Roshan Silva rather holding on, but referee Priyantha Gunaratna lets it go, and looks like Army have stolen the ball. The ball pops out and Vagisha Veerasinghe manages to secure the ball. Once again, position is with the Cops. Johan Pires to the prop forward. Ediri Surya playing it clean. Johan Pires once again to Sajid Silva, steps inside, gets caught in traffic. Bunivosa trying to secure things up for Police. Vagisha Veerasinghe snatches the ball from behind, and it looks like an obstruction, so penalty coming in favor of the Army.
Yes, indeed, and Army take the quick tap, and it goes the replacement scrum half.
One player that is known for taking it quick, gains a few yards. Gayan Salinder sends it out, but wayward pass. Looks like Ashok Vijayalal, the veteran prop forward, recollecting and regrouping for the Soldiers. Ashan Bandara breaking through, and now Sudharaga Dikkumbura in the corner, number 11. He is being tackled well by Sajid Silva. Steps inside, steps outside. Sprobodhya. Vunivosa acting as the scrum half. Muhammad Dean going straight into contact. Doesn't gain much yard, but
Get the ball down. It's coming at the boss.
Yeah, well, off screen there is a bit of an injury, and it's a head injury to Roshan Silva, and that's why the game has been halted by the referee. Yes, and thankfully for Police Sports Club, Roshan Silva is back on his feet and doesn't seem to look in too good condition as the matchday doctor assists him on the field, and he doesn't seem to look in too good condition, and looks like there might be a slight change. No, in fact, he is continuing to stay on the field, and it's Police possession as the referee stopped play, and now it's back again. Police Sports Club inside the Army Sports Club half, and with a chance to go on the attack.
Ready. Third drawing. Ready. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Scrum in favor of the Cops. Primesh sends it out wide to Johan. Johan, good running angle there by Prabodhya. He goes straight in, but doesn't gain much. Momentum is with the Cops now. Bunivosa trying to step and make his way through, but knocks the ball on in the process. So now Army on the counter, not collected there cleanly by the skipper Udara Surya Peruma. Cardinal error there. So Army will have an advantage now with the scrum just before the center line.
Yes, indeed, a bit of helter-skelter rugby there by both teams. Imoshi made the break and tried to get the offload away, but was knocked on. And then Army Sports Club put in the kick, and a second knock on there by the captain Surya Peruma. And now Army Sports Club with possession inside their own half.
Number 9, yellow. Coach.
It will be Manoj Bandara to feed this scrum. Army inside their own half. Ashan Bandara and Gayan Salinda on either side of the scrum. goes to Ashan Bandar.
He puts in the deep kick. Just bounces in clearly. Good. Doesn't find touch though. In fact, it does. So a good kick by Ashan Bandar. Sachit Silva thinking of playing it quick, but thinks twice again.
Yes, pressure's back on Police Sports Club. What will they manage to do inside their own half? Well, ideally they should look to clear their lines and get back into their opposition half. Speaking about the clearance, there was a lovely clearance kick there by Ashan Bandar. Just saw the spot of the space, put the dink in, and it bounced into touch.
Laidu Pavitra with the throw in. How crucial was Rusit Silva's omission from this game, Romario? He's been suspended.
Yes, he was. He did receive a red card, and he is suspended as Army Sports Club did get a free kick, took it quickly, and they rumble forward.
It looks like the home team is inching towards the try line, but this Police defense is holding on their fringes, not letting anything go away easily. That was the flanker, Abe Ratna, the skipper, trying to barge through, but Vunivosa makes a good tackle on Utpala. Manoj Bandar feeding the ball to the prop forward. Crashes straight through, just almost inches away from the 5-meter line. It's in the red zone now, Army. Almost closing to the try line. Number 16, Ashoka Jayalal.
Obstruction.
He has been that pass has been deemed rather that was obstruction there by two Army players. So a chance gone begging, Romario.
Yes, running in close. They are the two Army forwards, and unfortunately do cross paths, and hence the referee penalizes them for obstruction. As Johan now puts boot to ball and finds a good touch.
It was a good kick there by Johan Pires, finding touch, but Police still not out of danger. Going back to Rusit Silva's omission, he was given a red card due to bad language, I guess.
Yes, for bad language and back chat. And now it's Police with the line out. Well, did not go to the expected man, but now back again. Nimosi gives it out to Sachit Silva. He finds space, but is brought down in a lovely tackle.
Well, now once again Police are on the move. Johan Pires acting as scrum half. Primesh first receiver, sends it to Eroshan Silva. Evades one tackler but gets caught on the other. Skipper Udara Surya barking instructions, changes directions. Now Johan Pires with the clearance kick. Doesn't find touch. Gayan Salinda is there to collect it cleanly. Sajid Silva chasing and making a good tackle on him. Bulat Singh on that occasion finding space there, fighting the ball to boot, and once again puts the pressure back on the visitors.
Yes, indeed. Lovely bit of play there by Sachit Silva. He did put in a lovely chase there and managed to get Gayan Salinda in his tracks, but the experienced Gayan Salinda managed to get the offload away. But still, it's Police inside their own half. They have not managed to clear their lines successfully still.
Laidu Pavitra. Now, first, the previous line are not going the way he wanted, but nevertheless, this time Udar Surya Perma collects it cleanly, and Police trying to set up a maul, driving forward, but doesn't go according to plan, crashes, collapses rather, and Primesh sends it out by Roshan Silva. Running a decoy angle now. Chandimal, Janit Chanagar knocks it on, and now Police under immediate pressure as the soldiers counter-attacking. Trying to set things up. Abe Ratna to Ashan Bandar. Manoj Bandar now trying to find his way through. Gayan Salinda sees space, puts in the kick. Pramudita will chase. Nobody there. He lets it go to touch, and there will be another line out in favor of police.
Yes, some good patience shown there by the young scrum half. He did see the ball bouncing away, and he did just let it bounce into touch without playing it. But still, police are stuck inside their own half. Army have been dominating territory, and this is yet another opportunity for Army to contest the line out, and hopefully they'll manage to get something out of it.
You could say it's a kicking game here by Army. They spot the space and they jot the ball into the space, and it's all going according to their plan as police successfully take the third consecutive line out as Johan Pires kicks the ball deep into touch as this time Army will have their shot at the line out, but referee calls back play to almost just before inside the 22. So it looks like the kick didn't go that the distance.
Yes, the kick did not make too much headway, but police have managed to turn it over. Udara Surya Perumal, the captain, rising up higher than his opposition and turns the ball over.
Going straight through now. Primesh puts the ball to Johan Pires, who intercepted thereby. Intercepted, but looks like offside. Quickly taken there by Bunivosa. He is making good yards. Kicks the ball into space. Sudaraga Dikkumara collects it cleanly. He has some space and he's making a run for it. Bhagesha Veerasinghe hanging on there from the back and makes a tackle. Army on the attack. Gayan Saling acting as scrum half. Ashok Ajayala goes straight into heavy traffic. Manoj Bandara with the box kick. Looks like it went out on the full. In fact, it was a good kick there. It just bounced inside.
Yes, indeed. Helter-skelter rugby here by both teams. First it was Army on the attack, but after that Army conceded a penalty, and Imosi took the quick tap and he just thumped it downfield. Sudarak Dikkumra tried to break. He did break a couple of tackles, but was brought down. And now police still in their own half in rather similar position.
Romario, they've been playing in their own half. They're just putting pressure on themselves. I think Bunivosa should have made a run for it and swung momentum their way. Puts in a good line out, cleanly collected by his fellow teammate. Once says the referee as Primesh sends the ball to Johan Pires, who puts in a floating pass there to Bunivosa. Going straight with contact, and now Sajid Silva trying to step his way through. Beats two defenders as Ashan Bandara illegally steals the ball, says the referee. So penalty coming police way, and a great opportunity for them to get out of jail.
Yes, unfortunate there for Ashan Bandara. You don't see too many fly halves putting their head into the ruck, but he did do it successfully rather. But unfortunately he was penalized for coming in from the side, and now Johan kicks to touch again, puts in gains some good yards.
But still in their own half, Romario.
Yes, well, they have been playing inside their own half for the past 5, 10, 12 minutes of this game.
Ashok Jayalal instructing his forwards, one of the most senior players in this Army team, or the most senior player. He's been around the soldiers for quite a while now, over 10 years as police. Working the line there, Eroshan Silva sends it out to Bunivosa, who puts in a good step and sends the ball out to Sajid Silva, but doesn't collect it cleanly as the ball comes popping out, and Army in with the counter. But it looks like...
Yes, just like last weekend, this game again, structures don't seem to be in place, or rather the players do not seem to be adhering to their structures, and unfortunately an ill-structured game. Helter-skelter rugby, both teams just flinging the ball wide, trying to run through the opposition.
Yeah, Police not learning from that last game against Havelocks, Romario. They made some unacceptable mistakes, like when Dabare scored that try from the restart. They have to learn and make amendments to them and come strong, as Army now form a rolling maul inside the Police half and just collapses before the 40-meter line.
Yes, and news from London Place is that Candy Sports Club lead CRNFC 28 points to 10 as Ashan Bandara takes the ball into contact.
Brian Salinder now stepping inside. Caught in traffic there by Johan Pires. But still possession with the soldiers. Abe Ratna carries the ball forward, doesn't go over the gain yard. Drop forward. Dileep still not managing to go over the gain yard as Ashan Bandara knocks the ball forward.
Scrappy bit of play there by both teams. Still quite unsettled, and the 32 minutes have gone in this game, so it's both teams should look to just settle things down, keep possession in their hands. But having said that, possession changes hands so many times in this game. And
As, referee Priyant Gunaratna gives the boys a small breather. Both teams love to have a small water break due to the humidity levels and the weather. And talk about the coaches in both the teams. Romario, Army being trained by Nihal Gunaratna, mostly known as Viper, and Police by the experienced Shamli Nawaz. Both trainers highly celebrated in this rugby fraternity.
yes, indeed, and both coaches, well, Nihal Gunaratna has coached me, while Shamli Nawaz has coached you as well. So, well, that's a bit of a coincidence as well. But two celebrated coaches, yeah, and they have so much of knowledge and experience in the game of rugby, and they won't be too happy with how things have gone for their teams this season. However, Army still have plenty to play for, everything to play for rather, with fourth position on the table beckoning.
I agree, and as Primesh puts in the ball, doesn't look like a clean scrum, so referee will want a re-scrum in favor of Police. They have to keep it steady. The front row, Hashan Fernando, Lahiru Pavitra and Danushka Surya.
Yes, bit of a shaky scrum there, and it did wheel as well. Well, not deliberately, and hence the referee just resets things, and he moves on to the opposite side.
This time around, clean scrum. Johan Pires now with the ball to Erosion Silva. He makes a dashing break. Doesn't hold on to the ball. A cardinal error there. Knocks it forward, and now Army on the attack. Manoj Bandara switches directions. Salinder making the cutting back inside as Manoj Bandara once again feeds the ball to his forwards. That looked like a forward pass. Cardinal error. Really unacceptable, Romario.
Yes, schoolboy stuff there. And unfortunately, it was Sosivita Bolia who threw that forward pass. He did see the man halfway through the gap and thought he would get him fully through it, but unfortunately he threw it forward, and no chance of going there as play stops for slight injury. Again, it's Erosion Silva. Looks like it's Erosion Silva who is down.
Time that he has gone down and awakening some real concerns there. Erosion Silva, he might be called off for an HIA, but looks like he's okay as the ref resumes play. Scrum in favor of Police. Both teams, Romario, not capitalizing on each other's mistakes. They're just leaking penalties, throwing the ball away, but still not grasping onto their all-important opportunities and not executing it well enough.
Yes, I think both teams have lacked execution, unfortunately, and quite a bit of errors creeping in, handling errors. I think it hasn't helped either team's progress. But now it's Police with another opportunity to strike back with close to 6 minutes left in this first half.
Primesh to Sajid Silva steps inside, puts in the big fend. Still on his feet, takes 3 men to bring him down. Coming from the side there, but referee lets it go. Skipper Upulabe Ratna. Vagisha Veerasinghe trying to counter that rock, but Police have secured it well enough. That's Buddhi Srimanta there carrying the ball forward. Stolen. Police playing in the Army half now. Primesh looking for options, goes to his right. Skipper Udara Surya Perma puts in a good ball to Lairu Pavitra now. Udaya Sanjula has space, makes a break, cuts inside, and this will be the second try. Not yet, says it is a try. So Udaya Sanjula scoring Police's second try in this game with 5 minutes to go.
Yes, some lovely bit of play there by the captain again. Surya Perma saw Imosi coming in on the shot, on the angle, and gave him the pass. And he had the presence of mind to pop it. And just like last week, Sanjula finds himself in the right place at the right time and adds yet another try. Second try to the tally for Police as they extend their lead by 7 points.
Yes, and although Police have scored once again, I hope they don't make the same mistake they did last week. They have to be serious. Last week they let their guard off a bit, scored 3 tries in the first half, similar to Javi's, but as soon as they score, they just take it easy and find their comfort zone. But this time around, I think they will have learned from their past mistakes, as Sachit Silva line up to take the all-important conversion. It looks not successful. So 12 points to 5. Police in the lead.
Yes, indeed. Police cannot rest on their laurels after scoring. I think the exit is now the most important thing. 3 minutes or so to go on our clock as Ashan Bandar brings the ball back and prepares to restart. I think Police should first think of catching the ball, setting it up, and then go and then proceed to think of clearing it.
With a high hanging kick, goes deep. Pramudita finds the ball to boot and finds touch, but not much of distance in that kick. Almost exactly where Mohammed collected the ball. So Army in the front.
Yes, so one final chance for Army to attack and cut the lead, cut the deficit rather. So it's Ashoka Jailal who's with the ball in hand, who's preparing to throw the 6-man line out.
Collected cleanly now. Army trying to form that rolling maul. Police countering that. They've shown good technique in the past, but Army moving forward. Ashoka Jailal making the transitions. Inching forward now. Army Sports Club. Madhuranga with the ball. Trying to force his way through. Manoj Bandar feeding his forwards. Ashoka Jailal comes running straight through. Gets caught in heavy traffic. Skipper Upulabe Ratna trying to barge forward again. Army slowly but surely inching forward close to try line. Jailal once again takes that big hit. Muhammadin in with the tackle. But looks like Army have been awarded a penalty.
Yes, referee going back says no advantage there from the collapsed maul and goes back to the 15-meter line. So just a minute or so left as Gayan Salin puts in a touch finder, and Army still with position in inside the opposition half and a chance to cut this deficit.
ThePapare.com, it's 10 years this year, in 2019. They've been supporting Sri Lanka sports, have been the sportsmen's memories and athletes. So you got to stay tuned with ThePapare.com for more exciting stuff throughout the year. As Ashok Jayalal line up to throw the ball in. Disastrous line out there.
Yes, early jump in, early lift in rather. And their only opportunity to get something before the close of the half time seems to be over as Johan Pires takes a tap, puts it into touch, and that's the end of the first half. Police lead 12 points to 5 here at Air Force grounds in Ratmalana.
And yes, Mario, that passage of play defined this first half between these two teams. Teams not capitalizing and executing, and police not clearing their lines. So we'll catch you with the second half action. After a short commercial break, there you go, the first half confirmation. Army 5, police leading with 12 points. Stay tuned, log to ThePapare.com. We'll bring you second half action after the short commercial break.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites only from Crescent.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටනෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරේදී කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Hey Barry, මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙද්දි ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමේ. එක බිලයි, කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves only from Crescent.
අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටනෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරේදී කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? Hey Barry, මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙද්දි ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමේ. එක බිලයි, කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි.
sophisticated selection of Yardley London.
New breeder fast, Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from DRL Company Private Limited.
අපේ ගෙදර හැමෝටම ඉන්ටනෙට් ඕනේ. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි රවුටරේ නිසා ගෙදරදි කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. අපි වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් ගියත් පැකේජ් එක එකයි. ඒත් ගෙදරින් එළියට ගියාම හැමෝටම පැකේජ් එක අරන් යන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඇයි බැරි? මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් පැකේජ් එක තියෙන්නේ. ලංකාවේ කොහේ ගියත් රවුටරේ ගෙදර තියෙද්දි ගෙදර හැමෝටම එකම පැකේජ් එකෙන් වෙන වෙනම ඉන්ටනෙට් යන්න පුළුවන් එකම ක්‍රමය. මොබිටෙල් වයිෆයි ප්ලස් විතරයි. ඒ විතරක් නෙමේ. එක බිලයි කනෙක්ෂන්ස් ගොඩයි.
මේ දන්නවද?
මොකද්ද?
ඉස්සර කැප්ටන් කරලා.
දන්නවා.
මේ අතුසිංහ ලංකාවට නෝට්.
දන්නවා.
කෙවින් ඩික්සන් දන්නවා.
දන්නවා. දන්නවා.
ඊයේ රග්බි මැච් එක. එතකොට සුරංග ලක්මල් කියපු දේ දන්නේ නැහැ නේද? ඕකනේ කියන්නේ පපරෙත්ත ගෙඩිය නම් ඔහොම ස්ටක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
Welcome back to Ratmalana. The encounter between army and police. If you missed the first half action, nothing much happened there. Police scoring 2 tries, not managing to convert one, so 12 points to them, and army scoring 1 solitary try, 5 points to them, and as they trail with 40 minutes remaining to make amendments to all their mistakes and come back strong if they want to go run away with this game, as Ashan Bandara readies himself to kickstart this second half. Alongside me, Romario Silva. will run you through the game.
Yes, good to be back, Yusran, and things have not been going Army's way. Well, actually, both teams lacked a bit of execution, and now it's a new half, new opportunity as Ashan Bandara kicks things off.
High hanging kick there, collects it cleanly. Udaya Sanjula scored the final try in the second half, and a good start for him in the final half as Primesh sends the ball to Hishan Fernando, who goes straight into contact. Now playing it quickly, Johan Pires sends it out wide to Eroshan Silva. Foxes the defenders, goes straight through. His brother comes in support, Sajid Silva. Police using their backs and the forwards as well, but a running game by them. Udaya Sanjula out there in the wing as Lahiri Pavitra cuts back in. Inching forward now, Johan Pires to skipper Udar Surya Perma hold, puts in a cheeky offload. Now Primesh breaking through. He has nobody to it. Vunivosa collects it and sends it to Sajid Silva, who has been not tackled completely, so he's still on his feet but now brought down. Coming into Army's half in a flash, Police stealing the momentum already in this final half of the game. Barking instruction to the forwards. Primesh instructing them to play it close. Lahiri Pavitra slowly moving forward. This time spreads the ball out wide. Johan Pires to Vunivosa, offloads to Sajid Silva. Udaya Sanjula will score the second try for him in this game, and what a start for Police in the second half.
What a start there by Police Sports Club in Super Rugby style there, Yusran. They started off like a flash, and Udaya Sanjula again finds himself at the end and finishes things off. Well, it was all started there by Eroshan Silva. He showed and went, and he caught the defense off guard, and ever since the Army defense could not regroup, and it was some lovely bit of play there by Police Sports Club, spreading the ball, sending it wide to wide, using their forwards as well, and finally Udaya Sanjula dives over in the corner to extend their lead further.
Yes, and it's clearly evident that Police are here to play, and they have moved from the norm, playing close with their forwards. In fact, they've been playing with their backs more in this game, and I think that's making the difference.
Yes, indeed, they have caught their opposition off guard, and Army, the big heavy forward pack of Army, have found themselves wanting, and now Sajid Silva, he puts a boot to ball, and does it go through? No, it doesn't. So the scores remain at 17 points to 5 as Police Sports Club leads Army here at Air Force grounds in Ratmalana.
Fairy tale stuff here for Police. I wonder what Coach Somni Nawaz said to the boys. Whatever he did, it's working.
Yes, it's clearly seemed to be working, and it has clearly sparked the boys on. And now, early on, 3 minutes down in the second half, they managed to get us early score and extend their lead. So a lovely start as Ashan Bandara restarts.
High hanging kick, cleanly collected there by Udara Surya Perma, falling straight on his back as Ashok Jailal. Great line speed there by him, wins his team the possession, and intercepted there by Vunivosa, but I don't think it was legal, so referee will call back play.
Yes, Udara in the wars always. The captain puts his hand up and yet again collects it, but unfortunately this time they did not manage to get the clearance away, and now Army yet again with possession inside the Police half, 23 meters away. What will they manage to get out of this?
Well, they have momentum on their side, and I'm pretty sure the boys are pumped up, and they will not make the scrum easy for sure. They will trouble the Army pack as Manoj Bandara feed the ball, and Primesh holding a prop forward on the air as Army regrouping themselves. Manoj Bandara sends the ball to Ashoka Jailal. He has been brought down by Ishan Fernando, and now once again Abhay Ratna going into contact. Police playing in close, not using their backs as much as Police does. But now Ashan Bandar finds space, makes a break. He cuts back in, cuts back outside. One man to beat. He goes over, and it looks like a try. But not releasing the tackler, says the referee, and Army played quick. Manoj Bandara trying.
What a break there by Ashan Bandara. He tried to put on some footwork but did not manage to beat the last defender. And now Army are just inches away from the try line, and Ashoka Jailal, no stopping him from close range as he strikes back straight after.
It all started with Ashan Bandara's break there, Romario. Wonderful stuff there by the fly-half. He saw the space and he caught the Police defense off guard, but must to be blame the Police defense line. They were scattered all over the place, not staying in one line.
Yes, indeed. He saw the space, accelerated, stepped on the gas, and he did find himself through one man to beat. He did not manage to beat the last defender. He was brought down, and Army did win the penalty. And 2-3 phases later from that penalty, from that quick tap penalty rather, Ashoka Jailal finds himself diving over beside the post. So it's a good reply, and now Gayan Salinder straight away with the opportunity to bring the lead back to just 5 points.
And he does it successfully. So 14 points to 17. 12 points to 17 rather. Army Sports Club back in the game.
Yes, some lovely bit of play there by Army Sports Club. Straight away replying, and now the game is back on here at Ratmalana. 12 points to 17 as Army trail.
What impressed me the most was Ashan Bandar. Knew when to change gears, he knew when to accelerate, he knew when to slow down, knew where to step, when to step, and finally rewarding his team with 7 points as Johan Pires kicks the ball deep as Gayan Salinder puts in the return kick. Quickly played there by Vagisha Veerasinghe. Sajid Silva running forward, looks for space, doesn't find it as Sudhara Dikkumara with possession now. Fox's Eroshan Silva sends it to Boila. Play on, says the referee. So looked like a line out. He stepped to the line out, but referee will award a scrum for the previous infringement by the cops.
Yes, there seemed to have been a slight knock on previously before the player went into touch, and the referee goes back. As we can off screens we can hear a bit of thunder. Well, hopefully it stays away, the rain stays away, because this game has been some lovely bit of running rugby, and we hope the rain stays away so that it continues as both teams look to get back into this game. Rather, Police will be hoping to extend their lead, while Army looks to cut the deficit.
Manoj Bandar feeds the ball inside. Immense pressure there by the little scrum half to the number 8. But now Gayan Salinder to Bandara. Bandara doesn't have space. He's bundled into touch, but manages to keep the ball alive. Still possession with the soldiers. Looks like they've changed their tactics in the second half. They're playing the ball rather than kicking it, unlike the first half. But scrappy bit of play there. Ashoka Jailal trying to recollect the ball and settle things up for the soldiers. Playing in close. Sudhara Dikkumbura. A little bit of aji-baji with Vagisha Veerasinghe. Lahiru Pavitra trying to intervene.
Yes, we would not like to see anything going on here on the field of play. Fortunately, there Sudhara Gadikumbra and Vagish Veerasinghe are getting into a bit of a scuffle. Yes, you can see as it looks like Army, the score has spurred Army on as well as they have shifted gears. But now both teams down to 14 men as Vagish and Sudhara Gadikumbra both sent into the sim bin for a bit of arjibaji.
And I think most unfortunate from this would be the soldiers. They're losing a person in their line, and that person happens to be the highest try scorer for them.
Yes, their best player, he's been unfortunately sent out into the sin bin. It was clearly unnecessary why he retaliated, but he should have just got along with the game since they had possession as well, but he thought otherwise, and hence now both players have been punished.
Fair call there by referee Priyantha Gunaratne. Both players deserve yellow cards as Army not steady. Ashok Jalal and Dilip falling down.
So news from London Place is that after 52 minutes, Candy Sports Club continues to lead 31 points to 19. So mountain to climb for CR as Army scrum half looks to feed the scrum.
Free kick in favor of Police, so possession turned in favor of the cops. Army just not managing to convince the referee that it's not their fault. They just seem to collapse, and looks like Police are opting for another scrum. I think they've realized that they have one extra man in the line, and think they are looking to use the maximum advantage out of that.
Yes, so the scrum has been reduced to 7 men as Vagisha has been sent into the sin bin, and now the little scrum half feeds in, quickly gets the ball out. Johan cuts the first man, gives it out to Sachit Silva. He shows to Janit Chanaka, gets the ball away. He puts on some lovely footwork and he's brought down.
Cuts back inside as Primesh sends the ball to Eroshan Silva. He's been caught in heavy traffic, but still manages to feed the ball to his supporters as Johan Silva tries to be cheeky with a little chip kick and loses position for his side in the process. Now Army with a chance to get out of jail as Gayan Salinda put in a kick, and Primesh managing to smother it, keeping the ball alive, but Army win a penalty due to a high tackle. Looked like Primesh the culprit.
Yes, all his good work in vain there as unfortunately his tackle after the charge down was high and was penalized, rightly so.
Gayan Salinda will look to take his team out of trouble, potential trouble rather, as it looks like the soldiers have changed their tactics as well. They are keeping ball in hand much more than they did in the first half, and I think that's what's sparking this game and making it more lively in this second half.
Yes, I think both teams' change of game plan has caught each other off guard. It was Police who first brought out their running game and scored an early try in the second half. After that, Army struck back straight after. However, the 5 points gap remains.
As Ashok Jalal puts in a clean line out, and good running angle there by Swamina Bulat Sinhala. Gains about 20 to 25 meters as Boila carry the ball forward, but in vain. So a forward pass, says referee Gunaratne, and I think his call was spot on. So another scrum in favor of the visitors, and Police will have to make maximum use out of it.
Yes, Army Sports Club are down a man in their back line. So I think police are trying to get that slight advantage. However, the ball hasn't been able to be transferred as quickly as they would have liked it to be to the wing.
I think that's what they're lacking, Romario. They have to send the ball outward to the wing. It gets stuck in the center midfield rather by Eroshan Silva, who tries to fox the defenders. Once again, Eroshan Silva running laterally. Quick ball there by Vunivosa. Sajid Silva, one man to beat. Does it? Easy does it. He will go and score the fourth try, the bonus bond try for police. Created there by Eroshan Silva, his brother, and ended there by the younger brother, Sajid Silva. Wonderful bit of play here by police.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful bit of play. Individual brilliance there by Sajid Silva. He stood up Gayan Salin as if he was not there and went over to score. It was all created by Eroshan Silva, rightly as you said. And even Imosi got a lovely offload. And Sajid Silva did have a man on the outside. But there was no pass in as he decided to just run around Gayan Salin. And in similar fashion to the first round game, Sajid Silva did score an individual brilliant try there as well. And this time again he repeats his efforts. So I think he's taken a liking towards this Army team. And now it's Johan with the conversion to extend the lead further.
Couldn't agree more, Romario. Looks like both... usually we know that the forces have a bit of rivalry against them. And police and army are showing it quite openly as Johan Pires makes no mistake adding the 2 points. So police look to be pumped up with 24 points on board on 2 tries in the second half already. So Ashan Bandara will look to repeat what he did in that first 5 minutes of the game with an immediate response to that police try. He'll look to spark something up for his side and make that difference.
Yes, well, I think it's necessary because now they are 12 points behind and Army have a mountain to climb.
High hanging kick not collected cleanly by Mohammedin. He knocked it on. So Army will be awarded with a scrum. And like earlier, Army have possession inside, almost inside police half, just meters short of the 22. And Ashan Bandara would never get a better chance to repeat what he did earlier. And Mohammad Rizvi makes his way to the park. Once again, not a steady scrum.
Yes, and now with this inclusion of Mohammad Rizvi, I think we can see a bit of a more structured game. He seems to be he is a bit slower than his the start in scrum half. However, the experience of Mohammad Rizvi will play a huge role as he looks to settle things down and play the forwards and then release their backs.
Breaking from the back. And Dilepa sends it to Manoj Bandara, who has switched to the wing. And looks like Army are going to repeat what they did in the first 5 minutes. But this time sparked up by Manoj Bandara, intercepted by Roshan Silva. But referee calls back play.
Yes, illegally so. The interception says the referee, and straight away he blows for the penalty against Police Sports Club. Eroshan Silva looks like he just jumped the mark too early, and now Army have straight away pointed for a scrum. So with Rizvi coming into scrum half, the scrum half who started Bandara has moved on to the wing. So this is a bit of a surprising change actually. When I spoke to the coach before the game, he said he is playing a makeshift scrum half. Of course, the scrum half's favoured position was the wing. So now he has been switched. And now it will be interesting to see what he can do as the Rizvi feeds the scrum.
Doesn't collect it cleanly from the back. But I think referee will call for a re-scrum in favor of Army. Coming ever so close, Army. I think police have to score for Army to score, Romario.
Yes, I think that looks like the call of the day. Army are replying to their scores, but however, they still trail as the two yellow carded players are preparing themselves to come back on.
Mohammad Rizvi feeds the ball inside. Manoj Silva from the back goes straight into contact.
Yes, I think they tried to repeat the move, and this time they were read by Police Sports Club. But now Jailal puts his foot down and goes breaking through the first two tackles.
Bulak Singh crashing through there. Boila goes over under the post. In fact, that's Kasun Maduranga scoring his first try of the game. Under the post, easy does it for him, and Army back at it, right, striking almost immediately.
Yes, Kasun replaced Danush, the injured Danush Talwat in this game, and good for him. He gets his name on the score sheet, and now straight away the lead is cut back, and now Gayan Salind with what would seem the most easiest kick from right from under the post. And, he makes it 19 points to 24 as the game still hangs in the balance.
So it looks like Army managing to make maximum use out of that 14 men squad, 14 men team by Police, just as Police did earlier, making Army pay for the yellow card just before Bhagisha Veerasinghe made his way in. Army scoring a 7-pointer. So a lot happening here at Ratmalana. Police running the ball, showing some amazing fast running rugby. And Army, nothing short of that. They've been on par with the Cops.
Yes, and both the yellow card players have returned onto the field, and now it's back to 15 men as Johan goes deep with the restart, and well returned. Vagish straight away into the action.
Sajid Silva goes straight into contact. 2 men to bring him down. Johan Pires acting as the scrum half. Sends it to Vunimosa. To Hiroshan Silva, who has been a standout player in this game. He feeds the ball to Pramudita. Primesh trying to collect it, and now this time Hishan Fernando goes straight into contact. Ashok Jailal bringing him down. Johan Pires evades one tackler. Pramudita has space, feeds the ball to Bhagisha Veerasinghe, who pops it out in the corner. And the two culprits who were sent off once again meet.
Yes, indeed, they meet near the touchline. However, saying that Sachin Silva, every time he gets his hands on the ball, I think he feels that he can spark something, and he can make something against this Army defense, and that's why you see him carrying the ball so much. And he has done that. He did score a try, and it's good to see him brimming with confidence.
I think both Silvas are showing a lot of confidence, Romario. They're both running with the ball in hand. They're both trying to slice through the gaps. And I think that's what's working for Police Sports Club, as Ashok Jailal looks to throw the ball in.
It's getting some eyes on his face, and just some players getting some attention off screen as well. So I think the quick-paced game getting to both teams.
Yes, indeed. It's not easy to play fast-running rugby here at Ratmalana. As Police make another change. Sujan Kodituakku coming in, replacing Pramudita.
Yes, like for like change there by the coach, and just some fresh legs coming onto the field. I think
Captain!
with the speed of the game, I think he'll be welcome.
No chance.
Yes, Kodituaku known for his pace. Scored some brilliant tries earlier in the league.
Simon.
As Army opt to go for a scrum. It's Mohammad Rizvi.
Coach! Fine.
With the put in. Manoj Silva.
Ball out.
Doesn't collect it. Primesh puts in pressure and Udara Surya Perama now feeds the ball to Vunivosa, who's inching forward and looks like Janit Chanaka just inches short in the far corner.
Yes,
Looks like he knocked it on, Romario.
well, quite unfortunate that Janit Chanaka gets bundled into touch. It was some good play there by the Nipi number 9, and he got the ball away to the Fijian Imosi, and Imosi to Janit Chanaka. He did manage to cut inside, but unfortunately he did not manage to get over the line, as I think the big hits are just taking a toll, as Janit Chanaka as well just is hobbling off screen,
Line out.
trying to run off a little bit of pain. I think the speed has increased drastically in this second half, and that seems to be taking a toll on the players.
I would have liked if Vunivosa hadn't made that pass and gone by himself. Nevertheless, Army on the attack. And referee blows his whistle, calling play back. Another obstruction by the soldiers. I think they transferred the ball the wrong way, Romario.
Yes, that's a bit of a technical penalty there. Police decided not to go in to contest that maul, and we can see Udara Surya Peruma telling his boys, play with your heads, and the ball was transferred early, hence obstruction and the penalty. And now police straight away decide for a scrum.
Smart rugby here by the cops, as Primesh now with another feed in. Mohammedin Udaya Sandura at the back of the scrum. Big hit on him.
Gets bundled there. I think he's still knocked out.
Playing it close this time. Udara Surya Peruma latching on to the ball carrier, trying to push him forward. But a good defense there by Army. Pushing the ball carriers back where they came from.
Yes, and off screen, Sanjula does not seem to be in too good shape, as he still hasn't got off his feet, and he's feeling the hit.
Lahiru Pavitra barging straight through, but still not managing to go over the whitewash. Primesh trying to sneak his way through, and looks like gives away the possession. Quickly taken there by Ashok Jailal.
Killing the ball. The Kennepa. Not supposed to
But
get
referee calls back play taken from the wrong mark.
Yes, and as all of this happens, a bit of a drizzle comes down here at Ratmalana. Quite unfortunate for the game, as it was an open, wide game of rugby, and we hope it doesn't rain too long.
Close chances just going down the drain for police. They have to make maximum use out of this, Romario. And by any chance, if Army come into this game with a late surge, police will have to blame themselves, and these are the moments that will come to haunt them, Romario.
Yes, indeed, these are the moments, and ideally they would like to get a bit of a cushion between the two teams and increase the lead to a two-score lead, and if they manage to do so, I think then they can relax a bit. But having said that, relaxing is not the call of the day in the sport of rugby.
Knowing Shamli Nawaz, I know he wouldn't settle with even 3 scores away, Romario, and surely he won't let the boys have any rest until the final whistle. And this drizzle looks to be getting worse, and Ashok Jailal will throw in for Army, as Isuruddin Sanayaka make his way. Police with some fresh legs, as Mohammad Rizvi feed the ball to Ashan Bandara. To Kasun Madhuranga, the try scorer. Carrying the ball forward, Army. And clearly they're running the ball rather than kicking it.
Hands up!
Change of plans for Army. Ashan Bandara to Gayan Sarin. The good tackle there by Imosi Vunivosa.
High tackle!
High tackle, says the referee. With a smile on his face, Vunivosa
Number
walks
2, high
back.
tackle!
Yes, it's nice to see the players taking blame for their own mistakes. And now Guy Ansal in the width with the chance to gain some good meters, as news from London Place is that at the end of 70 minutes, it's 31-26 in favour of Candy Sports Club, as CR seems to be mounting a comeback.
A crucial game for CR.
Hey, Maratfon
Crucial
keep
game
mata
for Candy.
ganda.
But the big game lies ahead tomorrow. CH taking on
Number.
Havelock at Racecourse.
Here.
But coming back to Ratmalana, Ashok Jailal with another throw in. Wet conditions, so you might see a little bit of butterfingers, not straight for sure. And rightfully, referee bringing back play. But players not seem to be agreeing with the call. Don't know why, because that was clearly not straight. Fresh legs coming in for police in this pack. One change in the front row, two in the second, and one in the back. So 4 changes in the pack for police, as Army trouble that scrum and make a mess out of it.
Yes, and luckily for Primesh, they get a reset with same side position. So the rain just seems to be drizzling down here at Ratmalana, as close to 10 minutes remain in this encounter. 19 points to 24 reads the scores, with the police leading.
Once again, messy stuff here, but looks like police have given away not given a position, so still the ball with the visitors. Re-scrum, and referee is not satisfied with where the scrum was held, so he's moved it about 3 meters away from the initial position. Primesh this time would want to play it quick rather than wait till the Vagisha collects the ball and goes up forward.
Yes, indeed, I think he should just feed the ball and get it straight out from there, and does so. Vagisha shows and goes, beats one, does not manage to beat the second man.
Trying to set it up. Arya Pala latched on by his skipper, but doesn't go over the gain line, as Primesh feeds the ball to Johan Pires, who puts a thumping kick into space. Doesn't find touch, so Manoj Bandara will put in the return kick, collects it by himself. Needed support, and support arrives as Army counter-attacking this police defense. Sudarak Dikkumbaran, another high-hanging kick, collected cleanly by Sujan Kodituakku. Pushed back by the soldiers. So great stuff here by Army. They're trying to steal momentum, as police trying to play it close now.
Yes, I think we can see police have playing a more circumspect, taking a bit of a more circumspect route to the game, and now they are trying to keep the ball close in, and they're trying to just secure the game. But having said that, the game is not over till it's over, and Army are just one score away. Here goes Sachit Silva again.
Yes, and throws the ball away into touch in a crucial position for Army, and with momentum going Army's way, police will have a lot more pressure than they did earlier. Udara Surya Perum barking instructions, talking to Primesh, talking to his boys, instructing them with what to do. I'm sure he's just telling them to hold on and not make any silly mistakes.
Yes, indeed. And just note that if Army manages a converted try here, they will go into the lead. So things are evenly balanced here at Ratmalana.
Referee has his hand up for an advantage coming Army's way as skipper Bulabe Ratna carries the ball forward. Number 19 going straight into contact.
Number 27.
Sean Fernando trying to steal the ball but doesn't get his hands on it. Mohammad Rizvi looking for options on both sides and opts to go to his right as Erosion Silva with a big tackle sees space at the back, tries to chip a kick but doesn't find his man. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew a penalty was coming his way and hence putting in that chip kick and bringing play back to that initial penalty.
Yes, I think that's some good presence of mind shown there by Mohammad Rizvi, the experienced scrum half, and the referee shows why the penalty was awarded as Ashoka Jailal trods slowly, ever so slowly, takes a quick tap, tries to fox his opponents. Well, they have done so as they have gone to the 5-meter line.
Police will have their hands on their heads in the moment but giving possession away now. Army in a crucial position, just throwing the ball away without securing it. So police still not out of jail, Romario. They still need to clear the ball from the lines. Johan Pires with a big thumping kick and it finds touch but not a convincing kick considering the situation.
Yes, indeed, Yuzran, not too convincing, and Army still have the opportunity inside the police half, well, inside the 22 in the red zone. So I think it will be interesting to see what they manage to conjure up from this. Will they look to run? Will they look to maul? What would they do is the million-dollar question. But well, looks like they are going for a scrum. Yes, and I think they are going for the scrum because there was no advantage from the knock-on, and hence the referee says it's a police ball.
But I think they would have opted to go for the scrum half anyway, even if they had a penalty, because I think looking at the rain and wet conditions have never favoured most of the teams coming to lineouts, and especially with their last two lineouts being lost and not going their way. But this time, police with possession. Erosion Silva twists and turns, gets hit hard by Ashan Bandara.
Yeah, they seem to be playing in the wrong area of the field. They will be hoping to just, I think they should just look to just kick the ball away and put the impetus back on Army and tell them to play in from inside their own half.
Yes, teams should know when to kick and when not to kick, as Imosi Munivosa twists and turns his way forward. Going back to the kicking game, I think police should know when to clear their lines and when not to. They're just forcing themselves into danger, and finally Johan Pires kicking the ball as Gayan Salin takes it quick, smart bit of play there. Mohammad Rizvi being carried up there in the tackle, and the referee has his hand up as the ball being snatched out there by Upulabe Ratna.
Yes, and now Gayan Salin again with the opportunity to go to touch, and he kicks it 10-12 meters out. So Army still with the opportunity to grab this game at the dying embers of the match.
But a lot of pressure will be in the hands of Ashoka Jailal, Romario. How crucial will this throw-in be for him with 3 minutes to go in the game, and with just 5 points short? It's going to be a tough throw for him, and he doesn't get it cleanly as Primesh collects the ball for police, and looks like they're trying to regroup themselves, but going considering the situation, they have to clear their lines.
Yes, indeed, Yuzran. Clearing their lines is the call of the hour, but instead they continue to rumble up forward and keep the ball close.
I think it's time we decide the player of the match, Romario. We have quite a few nominees from both teams.
Play on, play on.
But
Yes, I think
Viroshan Silva, Sajid Silva, Udara Surya Peruma, all three have been standout performers for Police, and Ashan Bandara, Manoj Bandara and Ashok Jailal have been out there for Army.
yes, and I think our man of the match award goes to Sachit Silva for his outstanding performances. Managed a couple of tries, one with some individual brilliance, and now more going back to the action. Army on an advantage, playing with an advantage, and inside the Police half, well, they are pushing for this try, and they managed to get another advantage. Not 10, says the referee. So 30 seconds left, 35 seconds left on our clock. This match has not disappointed.
Couldn't agree more, Mario, and Police will be kicking themselves for not kicking the ball earlier, just before they gave away that penalty, and Army opting to go for a scrum, and it looks like Police are already having their hands on their heads, but they won't be giving any sort of 100% in their defense.
Yes, I think everything to play for. Police cannot let this defensive effort to go to waste. And before the game as well, the coach said they did train defense this weekend, in the build up, but now it's the money end of this game.
Yes, Army would want to score as close as possible to the post, because they need these 2 points if they want to win, and a draw wouldn't do much good for them. It'll be their second draw of the match, but we are speaking too early as Police trying to keep the ball carrier held up, as Mohammad Rizvi sends the ball to Ashan Barnara now, who is been tackled quite high, and the referee has his hand up, so another penalty coming their way, and that's number 22 scoring the try for Army in the far corner. That's Samira Bulat Sinhala. What a try, what a moment for Army. And how crucial will this kick be for Gayan Sal in the Romario?
Yes, indeed. Crucial is the correct word, as Samira Bulat Sinhala, he dived over for the try in the corner to level things up. And now it's all eyes on Gayan Sal in there as he lines up this conversion from the sideline.
Look at his support group. They're coming to give him a bit of final last minute advice. But we know Gayan Sal in there has stood to the occasion many a times. He's been the go-to man for Army, and even in that Navy game at Velisada, scored a try and kicked a penalty. So he has won the cape for Army quite a few times, and this will be another big opportunity for him to get back for that first round defeat.
Well, I think we built him up too much, and the kick goes astray, and this entertaining game of rugby, unfortunately there is nothing to separate the two teams as it ends at a 24 points all stalemate.
How coincidental is this, Romario? Their previous draw against CR ended 24 all at Ratmalana, and once again 24 all here at Ratmalana against Police. So I think 24 not a good number for Army Sports Club as they go into the final week with a draw against Police.
Yes, I think, well, looking at the game, Yusran, I think it's the right result. Well, both teams dominated, both teams had their highs and lows, and well, unfortunately at the end there is no separating them, so I think both teams will be disappointed. But for the neutrals, I think it looks like the correct result as we see the scores. 24 points all. Army managed to claw their way back and draw things up. So the second draw for Army Sports Club in this Dialogue Rugby League 2018-2019 season. and unfortunately nothing to separate the two sides.
Just managing to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat here. Army Sports Club, they will be fairly convinced or fairly happy with this end results. There you go, the final breakdown. 4 tries apiece, 2 conversions apiece, nothing to separate from these two teams. And Sajid Silva from Police Sports Club, our player of the match.
Yes, indeed. He put his hand up and he managed to get a considerable lead for his team. But unfortunately, they did not manage to hold on, as tomorrow's fixtures, of course, the game of the week, CHNFC hosting Havelock Sports Club at Racecourse, and down at Valisara it will be Navy hosting Yafos. So I think the action only gets better, as news from London place is that they are playing in extra time, and it's 31-26 with CR attacking. So everything to play for in that game, as well as we see the following the next week's, the final week's fixtures as well.
Air Force will take on CRNFC here at Ratmalana, their home ground, and CH will play Army at Racecourse, while Havelock lock horns with Candy at Havelock Park under lights. A big game for Havelock Sports Club, their final game of the week, and Navy will take on Police at Valisara on the 17th. So much action to come in the final week of the Dialogue Rugby League before the Super Round, and make sure you catch the breakdown every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Rugby PTA every Tuesday at 6:30, and try of the week every Wednesday 10:30 a.m. I'm sure 1 or 2 tries will be there from this game, and that is it here from us at Ratmalana. So stay logged to thepapare.com to catch more action tomorrow with the CH taking on Havis at Racecourse. Wrapping things up here, Romario de Silva and Yusran Lantra signing out, sharing the passion.
Crescent Mini Keeves. Try it. Love it. The original Mini Keeves, only from Crescent.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London.
Fast Pulsar NS160 with wider tyres and twin disc brakes from David Pieris Motor Company Private Limited.
Crunchy munchy.
Fiery Kochi.
Crescent Kochi Bites. Try it. Love it. The original Kochi Bites, only from Crescent.
Sophisticated selection of Yardley, London. sophisticated selection of Yardley London.